A One Piece without Sanji, just thinking of it make me feel sick. And it's because Sanji is such a important and lovable character, and just thinking that a animation studio is thinking to get rid of Sanji and to kill Sanji off only in the anime just because they are saying Sanji is too difficult to animate. That's bull crap in my opinion. And what, are you asking me what am I talking about? I'm talking about that the new situation of that Toa Animation want to get rid and want to kill off Sanji because he's too hard to animate, which I cannot stand. That Toa Animation want to kill Sanji, and I can't lie, I hate it. I hate that idea with all my heart, and I'm tired of, they keep treating Sanji with disrespect and treating Sanji like the scum of this earth. They're not giving Sanji his praise. They're not respecting Sanji, and it's not because Sanji is my favorite character. Yes, Sanji is one of my favorite thread. I think he is my second or third favorite thread. But I'm not just saying this, and I'm just not making this video because I love Sanji. Yes, I do love Sanji, but Sanji is very important to the story. He's a very complex character. He adds a lot of things to the story, not just fighting, but his ambition. Everything about Sanji he add to the threads crew, and just everything. And Sanji is just not the cook. He is an amazing cook, but he's also the fire, the seed, and sometimes even the soul of this crew. And I'm really trying to say and put it out there how important Sanji is, and in this video I will go deeper in and talking about why Sanji is one of the most important character, and saying that they cannot keep treating Sanji like this. But I need to say this right here and right now, because I will try to make this a movement of hashtag treat Sanji right, because Sanji as a character, he earned and he deserve to be treated right. I know this is a very long intro, but I need you guys to like the video and to subscribe. Ever since Sanji was introduced in the anime and in the manga, Sanji have stood out, and that's in a lot of different ways, because Sanji, he's a serious character, but at the same time he can be goofy, he can be a gag character like Usopp, like Luffy, but he have some serious moment and some edgy tone to Sanji's character like Zoro. So Sanji was like kind of a mix of like a Usopp gag and his funny scenes, mix it up with Zoro edgy like tone, emotion, like vibe going on. So Sanji had both the best things of both worlds. He have the goofy side, and he can be serious, he can be a B.D.A. And saying all of this, ever since he was introduced, Sanji had some mystery to him and his character, and Sanji has always been important, helping the story to save Nami, helping the story to save Alabas from Crocodile, facing Mr. 2, defeating Mr. saving Nami and Usopp against Anel in Sky Pier, and man being the first threat to notice something was wrong with Nico Robin, and being the only one to follow Robin and to enter the train to save the threat and the rest of them some time to get on the train and to go get Robin. So in a way, Sanji did save the most time, and Sanji was the MVP of Enies Lobby, not just Enies Lobby, sorry, Water 7, where Sanji did get to Robin in the right moment, and he got the train moving, and in Enies Lobby with the big fight, Sanji having a code that he refused to hit women, which I will get into that topic because that topic is very important to Sanji's character. But let's continue. Sanji's code of being a macho man, being a gentleman, never hit a woman. He ran into a CP9 member which she was a woman, and Sanji refused to put his hand on her, which that lead to her beating the holy hell out of Sanji to near, maybe not near death because that's very over the top, but Sanji was badly injured, and even though he was badly injured, he was able to save Nami and save the other thread. I don't know which one he saved, but he saved Sopper, Usopp, or Nami, one of the three, from the CP9, the one with the wolf devil fruit. So Sanji to save them from this wolf CP9 member, Jabbar, while being already badly injured. And we need to say this, Sanji was the MVP of Water 7 and his lobby in a way. Okay, even though Zoro got his epic class against the Zoroth guy, and Luffy taking the spotlight and defeating Rob Lucy, without Sanji they won't even be there in the first place at Enies lobby. And then let's go to Whole Cake Island, where we see that Sanji being in pain, giving up his freedom for his friends because Big Mom, to force Sanji to marry Puddin, and if Sanji said no to Big Mom will just go after Sanji's crew, which that is his family. And this so that how Sanji is very attached. It shows how Sanji love his friends and they're like family. And Sanji would rather bleed alone and suffer and be alone and living in this forced marriage than to allow his friends to die or to get punished by Big Mom. And here is where I just say why the word or the sentence where Sanji will never hit a woman comes in, and why it's very important to his character. So Sanji, his character, he's a manly man, he's a gentleman, he's a man of men, and he see woman as a diamond, in the sense that you cannot put a scratch or your hand on this diamond. Women are valuable to Sanji, and he put women in a very high regard to everyone else, and he refused to do anything bad to a woman, and it's because the way he was treated. Sanji was bullied by his older brother and his father, and they did not see Sanji as a human being. They just seen him as a weakling, and his brother would beat him up every day, and his father did not give a crap about Sanji. And the only people that shown Sanji love and patience and this normal human emotion toward Sanji was his sister, because his sister did allow Sanji to escape in the first place, and she cried when Sanji did run away. And the other person that showed Sanji love and how to be treated as a human being, and the only person to show Sanji human emotion other than his sister was his mom. And we see her pass away, and she was the only person to treat Sanji like a kid and like a son. And that's why Sanji do not treat women badly, because the only people that treated Sanji right was two women. And that's why Sanji, in my opinion, that's why he cannot afford to put his hands on a woman, because then it would remind him of his father, which Sanji cannot stand his father, and his father hated him. And all the men in his life that treated him unfairly, while the other two people that treated him right was two women. And that's why Sanji can never hurt a woman. And that's why I believe Sanji is a better character than Zoro, and Sanji has better character development than all of the Straw Hats except for Luffy and Robin. And Sanji has the third, in my opinion, he had the like one of the base, character developing from Whole Cake Island, and we really got to understand who is Sanji as a human being, and Sanji as a character was treated alright. And Sanji is a very complex character, but it's not only Sanji's character that is very valuable, but it's also his strength and what he brings to the show and his power. Sanji, the fourth queen, in one of Sanji's base fight and one of the base animation fight in One Piece. Sanji also awakened his exoskeleton with that double, which just make him a very stronger character. And Sanji that done all of this, and he's a part of the monster trio without any weapon and without a devil fruit. And Sanji that became honestly top 25 strongest character, top 20 in the characters in this moment of all the characters that's alive in the story at the moment. Sanji is easily top 20, and he done all of this with no weapon, with no sword, with no devil fruit. And Sanji, we need to stop looking down on Sanji as a weak character also. Sanji can hold his own. He clashed with Kizaru, he fought Queen, he defeated Queen, and Sanji, he is a dog when it comes to fighting, and he doesn't need a random devil fruit awakening. He does not need Conquer's Haki to be on this level, because Sanji physically and his Haki is strong enough to be up there. And honestly, it's just hashtag treat Sanji right. And Sanji is not perfect. He's a very flawed character the way Oda writing, because honestly sometimes I also get annoyed when it comes to Sanji's simping, and I think we all get tired of Sanji's simping. And honestly, sometimes it's fine when Sanji simp, but sometimes it's way too much. Honestly, pre-time skip, Water 7, most of the pre-time skip, Sanji was not on his A game. But ever since Whole Cake Island, I did fall back into love with Sanji. Make me tell you, pre-time skip, I love Sanji. Sanji was one of my favorite characters. Then after the time skip, the first 2, 3, 4 arcs, Sanji was alright. Sanji was not the same character that I fall in love with in the beginning. But ever since Whole Cake Island, I did fall back into love, because Whole Cake Island really reopened my eyes into why Sanji is a great character and why Sanji is important. And Sanji adds a lot of things to the story, and you cannot let Sanji die in only an anime only thing. That's no. And they say Sanji was impossible to do animation, and other studios refuse to do animation for Sanji, but I feel like that's just lies. I feel like they could not be bothered with Sanji, and they are very racist to Sanji, and which I think is because since Sanji is a very simpy character, and you can get very dirty with the whole being a simp with Norman and Robin, and even with Bonnie now. So I can understand they could get into trouble or backlash from Sanji, but bro, you are the studio. You have power to maybe slow it down with the simping. You got powers to don't do the simping as much. And even though Oda do the simping a little bit, the animation team is not in the script to make sure Sanji is a sick dog or woman, but you can put in that maybe, or just try to balance it out. Sanji being a simp and a gentleman, because that's Sanji as a character. He's a gentleman, but he's a simp also, and there's a way you can balance it out, without making one more power than the other one. You cannot just keep making Sanji into the biggest simp in anime history, then just say, oh no, we can do animes on Sanji because he is problems. I don't understand. And the One Piece Toei animation, you took 6 months off to make or to remake and to make the animation better, and you done this for 6 months. So in 6 months you guys still did not find a way to try to make Sanji less as a problem. So you couldn't find a way to turn down his lassie ambition to the woman race and gender, not race, sorry, to the woman gender. But honestly, to our animation, you are failing us, and we all know Oda will say no to this, and Oda will put his foot down and just say you can't kill Sanji off because Sanji is important. And there's no way in hell Oda would say yes, kill off Sanji. There's no way in hell, and that won't happen because Oda does love Sanji. Even though Sanji get a lot of stick in the manga and especially in the anime, I feel like Oda still loves Sanji because even though Sanji don't show up a lot, even though Sanji don't have a lot of big moments, Sanji he still have moments. He still appear a lot. And just saying, Sanji got a whole arc, whole Cake Island about Sanji. Where's Zoro's arc? Where's Nami's arc? Where's Sang's arc? Sanji out of the whole story at pre-time skip, he's the only one to get an arc about himself. So far, Cake Island is not an arc about Frankie, Elbaf is not an arc about Usopp. It's not about, Luffy. No. And not even Wano was about Zoro really. Zoro got a lot of moments, a lot of cool moments in Wano, but we didn't see more of Zoro as a character. Sanji was the only person. So what I'm saying is that Oda won't kill off Sanji. That's impossible. The reason of making this video is to say, Toei Animation Studio, I'm talking to you guys, and to all the fans that support One Piece, anime and manga. We need to come together and we need to spread the movement of hashtag treat Sanji right. And Toei Animation, this video is for you, and to all the Sanji fans, this is for you. This video is for you, and we need to come together and even we need to talk, bro. Like, honestly, you're failing Sanji. You're failing Sanji as a character, and we need to do something about this. Hashtag treat Sanji right. So ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, please get this movement out. Hashtag treat Sanji right. Goodbye. ありったけの夢をかき集め探し物を探しに行くのさ One Piece ありったけの夢をかき集め探し物を探しに行くのさ One Pieceのもと